me the surgery. 2500 on my shirt with the tags. Let's go. I want it that way. I want it that way. I want it that way. Whoa, I want it that way. Whoa, she from Atlanta, she went to Cascade. She ride the beat like she's trying to drag race. Don't slow me right down, I like it fast pace. That is enough about that girl, everyone know it is my world. And he dropped the album, thought it was trash. I'm on my own, I'm talking master.
Type of circulatory system. There are two types of circulatory system, which is multicellular organism and unicellular organism. Substance exchange for multicellular organism. Substance exchange cannot occur by diffusion because the cells are too far away from the environment. Substance exchange for unicellular organism. Substance exchange can occur by diffusion because the cells are in the environment. There are two types of circulatory system in multicellular organism. That is open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Open circulatory system. In an open circulatory system, hemophylline flow directly into the body cavity, homuncle, and bathe the cells. Hemolymph is a blood-like nutrition liquid found in most invertebrates such as insects and mollusks. Closed circulatory system. In a closed circulatory system, blood is always contained in a continuous closed blood vessel and is distributed to the whole body. The exchange of substances that are essential to cells such as oxygen and nutrients occurs across the wall of blood capillaries.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now it's my turn. My name is Muhammad bin Ishaq. I'm going to present you about circulatory system among insects, amphibians, fish, and humans. Let's go. Alright, now, firstly, insects. The circulatory system of insect is an open circulatory system. This means that one or more heart pump hemolymph through the blood vessels into the hemical when the heart contracts. In the hemical, substance exchange between hemolymph and body cells occurs through diffusion, and when the heart relaxes, the hemolymph flows back into the heart through tiny openings called ostium. Next, fish. The heart of the fish has two chambers, that is, an atrium and a ventricle. Blood that leaves the ventricle is pumped to the gill capillaries to enable gaseous exchange. The gill capillaries carry blood to the blood vessels that transport oxygenated blood to systemic capillaries. In the systemic capillaries, oxygen diffuses into the tissues while carbon dioxide diffuses from the tissue into the capillary. The deoxygenated blood is then returned to the heart of atrium through the vein. As the blood flows in one direction, the fish circulatory system is known as a single circulatory system. Third one, amphibians. The heart of an amphibian has three chambers, that is, two atria and a ventricle. Unlike the single circulatory system of fish, blood flows into two directions: pulmocutaneous circulation, systemic circulation. Therefore, this system is known as double circulatory system. Amphibians are said to have an incomplete double circulatory system because the oxygenated blood and the oxygenated blood are mixed. Pulmocutaneous circulation transports blood to the lungs and scale, and the exchange of gases takes place here. Systemic circulation transports oxygenated blood to the body tissues and returns the oxygenated blood to the right atrium through the veins. Alright, last one, humans. The human heart consists of four chambers, two atria and two ventricles, that are separated completely. Humans have a double circulatory system. That means that in one complete circulatory cycle, blood flows in the blood vessels to heart twice. As there are two different circulations, humans are said to have a complete double circulatory system because the oxygenated blood and the oxygenated blood do not mix. Alright, now there are four similarities of circulatory system. Alright, now there are four similarities. First of all, the circulatory system is found in all multicellular organisms. The next one, the circulatory system consists of a heart to pump blood or hemolymph in insects. Third one, the circulatory system functions to transport nutrients and waste. And last one, the heart has valves that ensure blood flows in one direction. This is the last one, differences. Types of circulatory system. Insects are open, fish closed, amphibians and human also closed. Second, number of circulation. There is no number of circulation in insects. For fish, it is single. Blood flows in the blood vessels and through the heart once in her complete circulation. Next, amphibians. Amphibians is double. Double, that means blood flows in the blood vessel and through the heart twice in one complete circulation. For human, also double. But blood flows in the blood vessel and through the heart twice in one complete circulation. Third, number of heart cavities. Insects have many cavity segments. Fish, only 2, which is 1 atrium and 1 ventricle. Amphibians, 3, 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Human, 4, which is 2 atria and 2 ventricle. And last one, the separation of oxygenated blood and disoxygenated blood. For insect and fish, there's no. And amphibians, incomplete. Some oxygenated blood is mixed with the deoxygenated blood in the ventricle. And humans, it is complete because there is no mix of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. So, that's all from me. Thank you.
Right now, I want to talk about circulatory systems of humans. There are 3 main components in circulatory system of humans. First is blood. Blood is a type of connective tissue that is made of blood plasma, blood cells, and platelets. Blood acts as a medium of transportation. Second is heart. Heart functions as a muscular pump that circulates blood to the whole body. And lastly, blood vessels. Blood vessels consist of arteries, capillaries, and veins that are connected to the heart and transport blood to all body tissues. Heart has 4 chambers, which is left atrium, left ventricle, and right ventricle. Aorta is the main blood artery that transports oxygenated blood to the whole body, while the vena cava is the main vein that transports the oxygenated blood back to the heart. The semilunar valves at the base of the pulmonary artery and the base of the aorta ensures that blood which flows out of the heart does not flow back into the ventricle when the ventricle relaxes. The pulmonary artery transports the oxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs, while the pulmonary veins transport oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. The tricuspid valve located between the right atrium and the right ventricle ensures that blood which flows into the right ventricle does not flow back into the right atrium. This valve consists of 3 leaflets. The septum separates the left part of the heart from the right part of the heart and ensures that the oxygenated blood does not mix with the deoxygenated blood. The bicuspid valve located between the left atrium and the left ventricle ensures that blood which flows into the left ventricle does not flow back into the left atrium. This valve consists of 2 leaflets.
Now I will present about composition of blood. For your information, blood is formed from a few parts, which is plasma, red blood cell, white blood cell, and platelet. Okay, first is blood plasma. Blood plasma is formed 55% from blood volume. Other than that, blood plasma is built from a few components. First component is water. Water is a medium of transportation and function as a solvent to dissolve substances. Second component is plasma protein. Example for plasma protein is fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is protein that plays a role in blood clotting. Third component is nutrients such as glucose. Nutrients are important for energy, growth and maintenance of health. Fourth component are hormones. Hormones control physical activities in the human body. The last component to fulfill blood plasma are enzymes. Enzymes are involved in the metabolic process of cell. Second part is red blood cell, and red blood cell is formed 45% from blood volume. The characteristic that we should know that red blood cell has an elastic plasma membrane and has biconcave disc shape. Additional information, red blood cell does not have nucleus when at mature stage, so hemoglobin can be loaded more into it. Every red blood cell has own hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is red pigment that gives blood red color. Hemoglobin combine with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin release oxygen in the cell when the partial pressure of oxygen is low. The third part of composition of blood is platelet. Platelets are produced from fragment or scrap of cell cytoplasm that originate the bone marrow. Platelets are function in blood clotting process.
Okay, next we go to leukocytes, which is white blood cell. The important things that you must know about leukocytes are: the function of leukocyte is to fight pathogens, and it does not contain hemoglobin because hemoglobin only have a red blood cell to carry oxygen. And leukocyte divided into two, which is granulocytes and agranulocytes. The differences between these two leukocytes: granulocytes contain granules and agranulocytes non-granules. Granulocyte also divided into three, which is neutrophil, eosinophil, and basophil. Firstly, we go to neutrophil. The function of neutrophil: ingest bacterial cell, and that cell or tissue form wound by phagocytosis. Eosinophil release enzyme that fight inflammation and allergic reaction. And lastly, basophil. The number of basophil is the lowest in the blood. It contains heparin that prevent blood clotting. Lastly, about leukocyte, agranulocyte. Granulocyte divided into two, lymphocyte and monocyte. Firstly, we go to lymphocyte. The function of lymphocyte to produce antibodies to destroy bacteria and virus that enter the body. Can also produce antitoxins against toxins that are produced by bacteria or virus. And lastly, monocyte. Monocyte is the bigger lymphocyte and ingests bacterial cell, and that cell or tissue form wound by phagocytosis. We go to human blood vessel. You can see the structure of human blood vessel. Okay, firstly, arteries. Blood go to arteries to aorta, and the arteries become expand when it receives blood. The function of arteries to quickly transport blood at high pressure to the tissues. Next, blood capillaries. Blood capillaries has a thin wall as thick one cell. It allows exchange of gases to occur between blood and cell through diffusion. And lastly, vein. Vein has a vena cava. Vena cava is a main part of vein that carries the oxygenated blood back to the heart. This is the differences between arteries, capillaries, and vein. Okay, firstly, arteries. The function of arteries carry blood away from heart at high pressure, so it must have a thick, strong, and elasticity wall to maintain the high blood pressure. While vein no need a strong wall because most of the blood pressure has been lost, but it has a wide lumen, offers less resistance to blood flow. And lastly, capillaries. Capillaries no need for a strong wall as most of the blood pressure has been lost.